This episode of Says Who is brought to you by you through your support of our Patreon at patreon.com/sayswho. That's our Patreon, where pretty much every Sunday you get this all over again. You get me and Maureen doing a little thing that we call the Town Watch, which is a little shorter, a little looser, but essentially this thing, this whatever this is, you get it again. Lusa, you get all of that if you give it the $5 a month level. Throw another $5 on that and you get a sticker in the mail every month because you become a member of the Says Who Sticker Club, which is a great club. You get a great thing, and it's also a great way to support this thing that is an ongoing piece of performance art called Says Who. All available to you at patreon.com/sayswho.
Y'all, I cannot stress this enough right now. Books.
Books.
I'm happy to report the Velvet Knife is in.
Yeah.
It is in. It is being copy edited now.
It plunged in someone's back?
Yes. But it's velvet, so it just kind of goes.
Just.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was kind of a mistake to make that a murder weapon.
I know. Well, I explain it in there. I explain it. It's all explained. She's big. I thought she was going to be smaller. I thought.
Who?
The
book.
The book. Yeah.
I thought you meant the character that you've been writing for years, and you suddenly were like,
"Oh, you
know what? It turns out she's 8'3".
Yeah, she's big. She's a big girl. She's 8'3". She can reach any shelf. No, I thought this was going to be. When I was looking at the length of what I was thinking story-wise, I thought it was going to be about 82,000 words. Sometimes you can 83. Like, I can see it now, just about how much story I think there is.
Yeah. Okay.
She clocked in more at like 96 or 97.
Wow. That is a big boy.
So she's sort of the size of Nine Liars. Actually turned out about the same length.
Okay.
So there was a bit more that, because there's a lot of characters. It takes place in New York. It's got a cult in it.
Big book, big place.
Her story takes place, Stevie's takes place in New York City, and the backstory takes place around the Catskills area, around Ellenville or Cragsmore, that area in there.
Okay.
So it's got a cult in it.
Who doesn't love that?
Yeah. So that's going to be coming out in October.
Is that something that can be pre-ordered right now?
I'd wait on that.
Okay.
Because right now the pre-orders are all at places like Amazon and those are all fine. Like, listen, if you want to pre-order it, God bless you.
Oh, look at that. I'm going to go ahead and add it to our bookshop right now.
We'll see, there might be I'm sure there'll be a pre-order gift at some point, but we're not anywhere near getting that set up yet because it's February.
It's February.
So.
Look at that, though. You've already got the art. I'm adding it right now to kick Bezos in the balls.
It's got a cover.
Our own little bookshop. I'm adding it to Maureen's books. Done. Look at that.
And I've started the last one of the Stevies.
Wow.
Yeah. The file has been cracked open for that one.
Whoa.
And I'll give you a little secret about that one.
You do a lot of things.
That one's going to we're going right back to where we started at Ellingham Academy for that one.
Turns out Stevie's the murderer all along.
Yes.
That's how it goes. Hey, if you want to buy Maureen's books, you can always go to kickbezosintheballs.org, our own little bookshop. And here's a thing that I want to tell you all about kickbezosintheballs.org, our own little bookshop. Which is, I bought that domain as a joke a long time ago now. I believe you made that joke, and I bought the domain by the time you'd even finished speaking the joke.
Yeah.
And forever I've been perplexed as to why sometimes it just won't load. And probably some of you have had that same experience. And then just yesterday, on a different domain, I sorted it out, so I fixed kickbezosintheballs.org, which turns out all along did not have a valid safety certificate for the 2 seconds that loads before it actually forwards to another thing. And thusly, occasionally web browsers were like, I don't want to load that shit. So now it does. Enjoy. Kick Bezos in the balls.org. And if you're buying things on the internet, going over to merch.sayswhopodcast.com. That is our own little merchandise store where you can buy all kinds of great stuff. Or you can, or not even or, and you can also go to shop.dansinker.com where I sell a bunch of things, including some real nice trying hats that are good and warm and perfect for this chilly weather we're in right now. I'm about half through the "this is too many hats that will never sell" amount of hats that I ordered. So go ahead and get yourself a hat. Hello, welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order, please?
Hi there. Hey, kid.
No.
I'm going to need a bucket of hush puppies with honey dipping sauce.
We don't have buckets or hush puppies.
Okay. Pulled pork sandwiches, maybe about a dozen.
That's also not a thing that we have. We have a very specific menu that we've had offered for a very long time now, with rare exception of seasonal items like the McRib. But otherwise, you'll excuse me.
You okay? You sick, kid?
I had to come in and work today because it's Super Bowl Sunday, and my manager insisted that I have to come in because it's very busy usually. And but I have a little bit of a nagging cough, it turns out.
Kid, do you need my help? Do you want me to talk to your manager? Do you want me to fix this for you?
No, that's okay. No,
I'll fix this for you,
fine.
kid.
If you could just actually order food that's on the menu. Is this for a Super Bowl party or something?
It is. Yeah, I'm going to need a wing platter.
Okay, we don't have wings. The wing stop is actually just like a block and a half down in the strip mall that has the Ross Dress for Less in it. There's a wing stop there, and they do have wings.
You don't work at the Wingstop, do you, kid?
I don't work at the Wingstop. I work here at McDonald's where I could sell you hamburgers or fish sandwiches, or we do have chicken nuggets. Those are almost like wings, especially if you go to a Wingstop and you order wings, you get wings. But if you order the boneless wings, you're basically just getting chicken nuggets. So it's almost the same thing. You could order those.
Kid, he wants me to get food for a Super Bowl party, but he's sitting there and he's angry. Fuming. His little fingers are working his phone. Little stubby knuckleless fingers just tapping away. Those big swollen bruised hands of his just mashing that phone. I could see it. I can see he's putting stuff on his Truth Social account. I figured I'd get out here and get him some food. That usually shuts him up. You want me to fix your boss for you, kid? I don't like the sounds of this boss.
It's completely fine. I only have 20 more minutes on this shift, so I really wouldn't mind if you could place your order and keep going.
I know what it's like to work for a bad boss.
I mean, my boss is fine.
I know what it's like.
It's
in a dark place, kid.
I don't think it's the same.
The darkness comes night, but now it comes during the day. See around the edges of things. I used to see light. Now I see shadow. It's like an aperture that's closing around my soul. I didn't think it would last this long.
Problem, to be honest with you.
I thought it'd be once, and here we are again. Anyway, I'll take those hush puppies and I'll.
We don't have those.
I just think I need to come in and talk to you about some stuff. So I'm gonna leave my car here.
Please don't block the drive-through lane.
I have to talk about the darkness.
Oh no!
Help me. Welcome. It just says who? The podcast that's not a podcast.
It's a coping strategy. I'm Dan Sinker.
I'm Maureen Johnson. How are you, Dan? Aside, you're all
I
right.
was fine
You're all
up
right.
until that guy came in my mouth.
Yeah.
That came
Hey.
out wrong.
Hey. What's up?
Damn it.
Yay. What's up? I'm here to party, freaks. Let's go. Hey, what's up? I have some
God
stuff to
damn it.
say. Do
What
you want me
is
to
it?
say it?
Sure.
I'm not going to say it. It's too gross. I'm going to go, but I might come back later.
Okay, great. How are you,
It's
Maureen Johnson?
It was too early for that.
That was early.
You summoned her.
I didn't mean to. That was
Yeah, but-
entirely an unintentional turn of phrase.
You have to tell, like, you can't blame me for that. You summoned
I mean,
her.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's on me.
It is on you.
Yeah.
Hey!
Ah, damn it.
You rang. I'm like fucking Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Say something, I show up. I'm going to go back now, but I'm still here.
How are you,
Listen,
Maureen
Dan,
Johnson?
You got to be more careful.
I do. How are things?
Things are actually okay, Dan.
All right. That's because you got that fucking book done.
Dan, I'm now looking at the year as a whole.
Okay.
Because I was on a slide, I was on this deadline and I had a bunch of travel that started in November, going to Iceland. And then this is not complaint. It's just that there was a lot of travel.
Yeah.
And then December was like this shoot that I just an icy shoot of, it was a lot of good stuff, but that I kind of kept just falling down.
Yeah.
And I was away a lot. And then I was away again, finished the book. And I'm like, okay, now as I'm approaching my birthday, I'm like, this is where my new year starts. And Oscar just left. He has to go away for a couple of days for a business trip. So I'm going to use this time as a nice, beautiful reset to look at what I want to do this year and make a little plan. And I watched two things. One, I bought myself a brick. Now, usually that would mean a brick, hit me with one.
Yeah.
But I bought this little device.
Oh, the little thing that freezes up your phone or whatever?
Yeah. Because I want to reclaim my it hasn't arrived yet, but I want to reclaim my reading time at night.
Uh-huh.
And so what I'm going to do is keep it so that I am locked out of any social apps.
Uh-huh.
I can check my texts and use my alarm, but I can't do anything else.
Okay.
And I can use my Libby, my library app, if I need to, because that's on my phone. It really only works with phones and iPads. And I can have my books. So I'm going to reclaim my reading time.
Okay.
Also, I did see an Instagram reel by these two women that they basically went off grid together and started a little commune farm.
Okay.
And they're like, yep, we live off the grid. We make our stuff. You'd love it, Dad. It's just projects. They're like, here we are making a sluice. I don't know. They make all their, make their place run. They have a big garden. They build stuff. They build all the stuff they need. And they built there's an outdoor shower that they just, it's all kind of off the grid.
They're off grid except for Instagram.
There is that. They have internet clearly. They're off the electrical grid, I guess, maybe because of all their solar panels.
Yeah.
And I think they decided to get municipal water or something. But aside from that, they grow all their food.
All right.
Things like that. Anyway, they're like, we have so many projects that we have to do. And we're always thinking more that they did something that's so obvious that when they showed it, I was like, that's just really obvious.
Okay.
And it's great. Because I'm always like that. I see a thing that needs to be done. And sometimes I immediately want to start to do it.
Yeah.
And then I might ping to another. Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
So they're like, we spent a month really digging deep and making a list. I guess maybe they really did spend a month doing this. They listed every single thing every little project that they saw around. And they're like, and then we just got a big board.
Okay.
A big poster kind of cardboard display board. and they wrote all the projects on it. And they're like, and they just put it up and they're like, we can do these at any time. Here's the list. That's it. And instead of like pinging from project to project, I'm going to sit and I'm going to give myself a couple days to make a list.
Yeah.
Like, here are all the little things that, big, small, whatever, that I think need doing.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to write them down and do them as I see fit.
Sounds good.
And then organize the various books and things that I have cooking this year, because there are about 3 or 4 projects.
That's a lot of projects.
There's a lot of stuff that's on the hop, and stuff I want to make too. New stuff.
Okay. Well, that's good.
That's why I have this very simple standard agenda that has actually been useful and has no tchotchkes in it. I just write in, like, I treat it now. I finally got it, Dan. I finally worked it out.
Okay.
I just
You're talking
treat
about
it.
a planner for those that
It's
don't have
simple
the visual
planner.
aid here. Maureen
It
is
doesn't have any
flipping through a
tchotchkes in it.
planner.
But I just like treated it roughly. Like I wrote, like, this is how I tracked, this little checklist was how I tracked all my revisions that I had to do.
Yeah.
Every day I just kind of jotted it down, or I wrote down what I, it worked. I'm just treating it like a notebook instead of being precious.
That's the way.
I've printed out stuff I need. It's all sitting in front of me. I gave myself time. I gave myself a couple days just to literally plow through a big pile of mail, figure out, just get down to, like, okay, I found all the stuff.
I need to do that. I need to give myself a day or two where it's just dig out from under days.
Yeah. Dig out from under. Like, I am a one-woman operation.
Yeah.
That needs, well, that's not true. I mean, I have an agent. I have people that help me with other things, but at home, I'm a one-woman operation, and I've got a lot of stuff.
You do.
And you have to give yourself a little bit of grace and let it be a little more structured than I usually do, but also feel comfortable in the sloppiness of it.
Yeah.
This is a year in which I'm like, it's okay. Make your stuff, give yourself the space to do it.
Yeah.
And if it's not useful, take it down. It's okay if it didn't work out.
That's 100% true. Which is our way of saying, this is the last episode of Says Who podcast.
Joke. That was a joke.
I
put up a pegboard. I had a pegboard put up, for example.
Oh, okay.
And I have 2. I have one here and one over by the door. I never use that. It's completely empty. I'm like, admit it didn't work out. Take it down.
Take it down.
Take it down.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I had a conversation yesterday with my agent, Maureen.
Oh.
Who called me like last week and was like, hey, just wanted to check in. Because I have yet to actually sign my book contract.
Oh, you have to do that, Dan. That's important.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, I just wanted to check in. The issue is that the date on the contract is not an achievable date, right? And
those are imaginary, Dan.
I think, right. Everyone knows that, right? But I needed to at least reflect something regarding reality.
I just haven't updated.
So I had a conversation with him yesterday that was mostly me being like, I'm freaking out, man.
Are you?
And then ended with him agreeing, yeah, we can get this date changed. And he ordered some whistles. So it all worked out.
Hey, well, what can you say? Like, how long are you going to take to write this book?
It's got to get written this year.
Okay.
It's got to get done this year, but it's going to get done at the ass end of the year instead of
I feel
in
you.
a few months.
It takes time. They aren't instant things.
They are not.
Time.
They are not.
That is the thing about books. You have to write them wrong.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah.
You have to go and write a thing that isn't the thing that you're going to actually use. You write them and you write them again, and then you develop them.
Yeah. My issue is that I'm just sort of mired in endless amounts of research, and I need to dig myself out of that a bit.
Yeah.
And because it's a lot.
That's the thing. You can really, especially in what you're doing, like the nonfiction of it all, like you've really got to keep your ducks in a row.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I know you've built a giant ass database and a program and a.
I have. I literally built software to keep those ducks in a row, but I think I'm keeping them. I think I'm keeping too many ducks right now.
Too many ducks, yeah.
Yeah, is what it began to boil, like dawn on me last week. I was like, this is too many ducks. But
that's the thing. Sometimes you have too many ducks. Yeah. And it's okay to be like, there's too many ducks in here. I got to get rid of some of these ducks. Yeah. And then you have the space. Then your ducks have space to move around. Think of the ducks.
That's the key. That is the key. So where I'm getting
give your duck space. But you're not killing the ducks. It was a good
conversation because
they can go to another imaginary duck farm.
True.
I don't even kill imaginary ducks. I don't.
That's the problem. That was my big mistake.
You got to give those.
Everyone
ducks
was all, you got to get your ducks in a row, and I was like, well, first I got to get ducks.
Oh, see, this is the mistake.
I know. I went to Chicago Live Poultry on Western and Devon, got a bunch of ducks. It was a mistake.
Mistakes happen, and on that note, Dan, I desperately want to tell you about what's going on in the UK because it is amazing.
I am ready to hear it because I'm entirely confused by it.
Okay.
And yesterday I asked on the internet, I was all, could somebody give me a short summation of what the hell is happening? And that apparently was an impossible task. The closest anyone got to a short summation was, here is and I'm not joking, 21-point thread of posts.
Yeah. It's because it's happening very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Here's the top line.
Yeah.
The UK government is parliamentary.
Yes.
The current party in power is the Labour Party.
Yeah.
The Prime Minister is not an elected position by the people. It is elected within the head of the party is the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
So Keir Starmer is the name of the Prime Minister of the UK.
I like the way you've started this explanation just shy of there's an island called the United Kingdom.
Listen, not everyone knows who Keir Starmer is.
True.
He sounds like a Star Wars character. I'm just letting you know.
He does sound like a Star Wars character.
Now, there are multiple opposition parties. One that's terribly on the rise is called Reform.
Yeah.
Those are basically the brown shirts.
Yeah.
They are actively racist, horrible. They are, anti-immigration. They are monsters. And the guy you'll have heard of is Nigel Farage. Anyway, those people are on the rise. So, and everything's kind of teetering around. But right now, Labour's in power. Keir Starmer has been prime minister, I think, for maybe a year, 18 months, something like that. Now, the Epstein files came out.
Yeah.
And as they're pouring out, somebody pops up. And that person is named Sir Peter Mandelson. He's in the House of Lords.
Okay.
Now there's two parliament. There's the Commons and the House of Lords.
Yeah.
I have to read a couple of things from his Wikipedia page because they are incredible.
Okay.
Now, Lord Mandelson has a fancy background. He's fancy. His grandfather was Lord Morrison of Lambeth.
Sure.
Okay. His official nicknames are Sneaky Pete.
Okay.
Mandy.
Sure.
And his most commonly known nickname that everybody calls him by is the Prince of Darkness.
Oh, good. That's a good one. You know you're doing something right when that's your nickname.
He's sort of like, I think of him maybe as, this may not be like a James Carville type, like a professional snake.
Okay.
Like a professional politician.
Yeah.
That is why he's called the Prince of Darkness.
Yeah, that would explain it.
Now, this man was the former, up until a couple days ago, British ambassador to the United States. Now,
yeah.
Also in the House of Lords, he's like served in a lot of cabinets. He was the ambassador from the UK to the United States. Now, here's what happened. Keir Starmer had a different guy in mind. But then Trump was elected. Here's what happened. So Keir Starmer was like, different dude. Then Trump gets in and they're like, holy shit, what are we going to do? That guy's nuts. And a bunch of people came around and they're like, you need to get the Prince of Darkness in there because this is like, you need someone who's like into he's like who you send into the palace for intrigue. He's who you send into Versailles or he's that guy.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that he is the Prince of Darkness because that's what we all call him.
I just really feel like you've done something wrong when that's your nickname. Like that's a good sign that you need to change up.
It's so commonly known. Like Oscar mentioned, he's like, yeah, they call him the Prince of Darkness. Like everybody knows this guy, and he's called the Prince of Darkness. So, or Mandy, or just Sneaky Pete. I like Sneaky Pete personally. If I was called Sneaky Pete, I'd be like, that's great. Call me Sneaky Pete. Sneaky Pete's just a good name, Prince of Darkness. So they put him in as the British ambassador to the United States. Pretty fucking big position.
Yeah, that's a big one.
He's the guy that the UK is sending in to calm Trump the fuck down when in matters related to the UK. Now, we're up to the present day. Epstein documents start coming out.
Yeah.
Now, what is coming up in some of these documents are pictures of the Prince of Darkness, Lord Mandelson.
Yeah.
Standing around in Epstein's house with no pants on.
Oh, okay.
Like in his boxer shorts, just doing random stuff.
Sure.
Lots and lots of very friendly chit chat, extremely friendly chit chat. Now I'm going to go back to there was scandals. Like guys fucking called the Prince of Darkness. So you're going to have to go through a couple things. Okay. I'm going to read this from the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
The Epstein files indicated that Jeffrey Epstein made totals payment approximately £55,000. So low.
That's the thing that always is amazing to me about corruption is the dollar amounts are so much lower than I would think.
To Mandelson or his husband between 2003 2004 also covered educational fees for Mandelson's husband, Ronaldo Alvia da Silva. Epstein, and that was like £10,000 so he could go to an osteopathy course or something. It was like super low key.
Yeah.
Emails within the file suggested that Mandelson shared sensitive UK government information with Epstein during the aftermath of the 2008 financial crisis, including early notice of a 500 billion euro bank bailout and lobbying efforts regarding a proposed 50% super tax on bankers' bonuses. So going on, reported Mandelson spent the previous New Year's Eve on the yacht of Paul Allen. Okay, so it's going on and on and on and on, and I have this page is like, okay, there's even a sub page now, but it just shows among the most damaging disclosures were 2003 entry in Epstein's birthday book in which Mandelson described him as his best pal, and emails from 2008 in which Mandelson wrote that he thought the world of him and encouraged him to fight from early release from his 18-month sentence. Epstein paid for Mandelson's travel.
Okay. So like what we're getting at, they had a deep relationship.
Not only did they have a deep relationship, but he passed over sensitive UK information.
Yeah. Seems not great.
Now, in the parliament, the opposition party's like, hey, Keir Starmer, you were given a brief on this guy before you put him in position. Why did you put him in this position?
Seems an issue worth raising.
And Keir Starmer's like, well, he lied to me.
Yeah.
He said that was all in the past. And he'd never, he lied and he lied and he lied. He lied. Yeah. Peter Mandelson has stepped down. But now everyone's like, well, Keir Starmer was not having a great time as it is. Everything was a little shaky. So now everyone's like, is the prime minister going to step down? Well, I believe yesterday, perhaps the day before, his chief of staff, Morgan McSweeney, stepped down.
Okay.
Is kind of like he's taken some of the heat for this. Basically, heads have to roll.
Yeah.
But the long and the short of it is, as these files continue to come out, people in the UK are they're really saying like the rot is everywhere.
Yeah.
We need to redo everything.
Yeah.
This whole system may be rotten.
Yeah.
The prime minister may go away. I listen to BBC Newscast, which has like daily updates and sometimes twice daily updates on all the finagling. Like the day that Boris Johnson, like every single person just walked into his office and quit. And then he just kept getting spanked until he was thrown out.
Yeah.
But it really seems like everything might be crumbling. And they're saying that this is possibly the biggest scandal ever in British politics, even bigger than the Profumo scandal, which was in the early 60s.
Yeah.
That you had this leading minister that was giving a known criminal pedophile huge banking information.
Yeah.
So in the UK, they are taking this shit actually seriously.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it's helped along by the fact that Keir Starmer is massively unpopular, that Labour decided that in order to stave off the rise of the far right, they would make exactly the same mistakes that we've seen here, which is embrace pretty much all of their anti-immigrant talking points and shit like that. So, like, he doesn't have much of a base right now. You know, there's no real legs for him to stand on, and now this thing has kind of come about.
It seems sort of unlikely that he's going to last.
It does seem that way. Here's the thing that I want to say about Keir Starmer.
Okay.
Keir Starmer is a fan of the Arsenal Football Club, which is the football club that I'm a fan of. And usually the kind of well-known fans of the Arsenal Football Club are like the coolest people on earth, like fucking Idris Elba and Spike Lee and, you know, Robert Patterson and shit like that. Then you got this fucking herb. So if he steps down, I'd like him to step down from being an Arsenal supporter too.
Again, Dan, I've only watched a total of 6 matches in my life, but I have become emotionally attached to the Lionesses.
Sure.
So much so that if I got a Lionesses shirt, I would wear it.
Yeah.
And that's never,
the Lionesses are amazing.
Ever. I cannot emphasize this in my life enough. In my life, have I ever had a sports feeling?
You should follow the Arsenal women because they're amazing, and a whole bunch of them are Lionesses.
Man, I was very emotional when the Lionesses were in there.
Correct.
I got it all of a sudden.
As you should be.
Suddenly I was like, oh, is this sports? Is this what you've all been talking about? I think I get it now. Anyway, the UK sort of taking this shit seriously.
Let's refocus to this country. Back here at home, the Democrats' deal to keep the government open, this latest time, was to spin out funding for the Department of Homeland Security into a separate bill and only give it enough funding for 2 weeks. This was the decision they made at the end of January to not shut down the entire government. Instead, they were like, well, we'll let the DHS stay open for 2 weeks, and in that 2-week time, we'll fix it. That funding runs out on Sunday, so it is put up or shut up time for the Democrats now. They have held a fairly tight line so far, with even many of the people who usually capitulate saying that they're a no on additional funding to DHS. Of course, that comes with a lot of provisos about reforms and shit like that. The proper answer is this is actually not reformable. But at least right now, it is time to call your reps yet again. Your representatives, your House reps, your senators.
Let me call
Almost
Chuck
certainly
Schumer.
Someone's going to fucking fold.
Sam O'Reilly.
Claiming that, you know, DHS funding means withholding money from the Coast Guard or the TSA, which it's worth pointing out were not a part of the Department of Homeland Security, which didn't even exist until 2002.
Yep.
So I think you could probably fund those things, spin them out. Let the rest of the fucking snake die. If nothing else, it's fun to call and yell at them. I got to call Dick Durbin today.
Oh.
And I finished my voicemail. He never has people to pick up. And his voicemail only picks up during business hours, which is a thing that I find endlessly funny. But But I got to finish my call by going, "It's time to find your spine, dick." That was the end of it.
Hey,
Yeah.
you summoned me.
I didn't. I was talking about someone's name.
Say it again.
No.
Say
Not
it
going
again.
to.
Do it. I'm still
Anyway.
Bye.
Fucking
What?
cutting off the head of this snake. This is especially important because while the national news has moved away, nothing has fundamentally changed on the ground in Minnesota. They did do a small drawdown of goons, about 700 of 3,000. And Greg Bovino, that fuck, who we'll talk a little bit more about in a second, has been relieved of being in charge of the operation. But ultimately, they are still being violent as fuck up there. They are still essentially an occupying military force in a relatively small metro area. I think I've mentioned this before, but I have a lot of friends that live up in the Twin Cities. And everyone I talk to says that there is nothing that has really changed on the ground, that it is as bad today as it has been throughout. And it is endlessly disappointing to me that it takes people fucking dying for national media to actually like pay attention for 3 minutes. I really do think that this is why you all will never get this level. You all in New York will never get this level of occupation, because the media will actually pay attention to if it's happening right in front of their doorstep, but they will forget immediately about anywhere else unless they're fucking bodies on the ground.
That was
and
wild.
White bodies on the ground.
In Chicago, it was suddenly like, why aren't we hearing about this anymore?
Yeah.
And now it's Minnesota. Why aren't we hearing about it anymore? It's still going on.
Sure is. But Maureen Johnson.
Yeah.
Speaking of Greg Bovino.
Okay.
I don't want to, but I want to read you a story from the Las Vegas Sun from February 5th.
No, I think I do want to hear this one.
Former U.S. Border Patrol Commander at Large Gregory Bovino was reportedly asked to leave a Las Vegas bar out of safety concerns for the venue's customers. Days after being removed from his post in Minneapolis, Bovino headed to Sin City, where he was spotted drinking wine at the multi-level Bottled Blonde sports bar on the Las Vegas Strip.
Classy.
A representative from the establishment told the Daily Beast that the 55-year-old officer is no longer welcome there. Quote, upon being aware of the individual's presence, the patron was asked to leave the premises and was escorted out by staff in accordance with venue policy to maintain a safe and orderly environment for all patrons, the venue said. Bovino was filmed chugging wine with a group of young men at the Bottled Blonde on January 30th.
Mm-hmm.
He was also photographed strolling the strip with that same group after being booted from the venue. That man should get fucking trespassed from every place he walks into, but I have to tip my hat to a sports bar called the Bottled Blonde.
Listen,
which I don't think is taking many hard stands on a lot of things.
Listen, you know what? When you do it, you do it.
But they took a stand on that, and I do appreciate that. I also feel like for a man obsessed with image, I feel like drinking a big glass of wine at a sports bar feels real off image for him.
It's very funny.
Yeah, like that feels like you're doing a Jaeger shot, my guy. But nope. One of those big, like, it's wine o'clock somewhere size glasses.
I'm imagining a hilariously like a fishbowl.
Yeah. Well, and
like
he's a small man, so a big,
could be a normal size
glass really looks extra big on him.
Oh, the biggest glass of house red.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And a straw.
Sidle up
and
to the bar.
Crazy straw.
Surrounded by 6'3" bald goons. I'd like a glass of wine, please.
With ice. Red wine and ice and a crazy straw. That's all I need to get fucking crazy.
Anyway, Maureen. This week largely was taken up by the Super Bowl, which saw the Seattle Seahawks basically completely destroy the New England Patriots, a team owned by longtime Trump buddy Robert Kraft, who famously was arrested in a prostitution bust near West Palm Beach, Florida. He wiggled out of the charges on some technicalities there, and we just learned with this latest Epstein drop that Epstein had recommended to Kraft that he use his lawyers to get out of that. So,
oh, good.
That's good stuff. In addition, Robert Kraft's wife, Dana Bloomberg, was named to the Kennedy Center board last year, and his son, Josh Kraft, ran for mayor of Boston, where he was completely dog-walked by Michelle Wu, losing to her in the preliminary election by nearly 50 points. And also, the New England Patriots have lent their plane out for ICE rendition flights for years. Back before it was cool, they were partnering with Joe Biden to do it in 2022. And they landed in Guantanamo Bay just last year. So absolutely the best team won. Wow. Fuck all those people forever. But really, and I'm not telling anyone anything they don't know, the focus of the Super Bowl was on Bad Bunny's halftime show. A joyous celebration of Puerto Rican culture and all of the Americas at a moment in this country when brown and black folk, especially those that speak Spanish, are being prosecuted by the government. And as one would expect, all the motherfuckers collectively lost their shit. President of the United States took to Truth Social to say the Super Bowl halftime show is absolutely terrible, one of the worst ever. It makes no sense. It is an affront to the greatness of America and doesn't represent our standards of success, creativity, or excellence. Nobody understands a word this guy is saying, and the dancing is disgusting, especially for young children who are watching it from throughout the USA and all over the world. The, quote, show is just a, quote, slap in the face to our country, which is setting new standards and records every single day, including the best stock market and 401ks in history. There's nothing inspirational about this mess of a halftime show and watch. It will get great reviews from the fake news media because they haven't got a clue of what is going on in the all caps real world. And by the way, the NFL should immediately replace its ridiculous new kickoff rule. It's not the only thing that the President of the United States took to Truth Social to post this week. Earlier this week, published a video that included, at the end, an AI rendering of Barack and Michelle Obama as monkeys. So, we're doing good. Laura Loomer kind of combined those two by taking to Twitter to say illegal aliens and Latin hookers twerking at the Super Bowl. Not a single white person or English translation at the Super Bowl. This isn't white enough for me. Can't even watch a Super Bowl anymore because immigrants have literally ruined everything.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Yes. YouTube personality Jake Paul.
What are you doing to me? You keep hitting me.
Told people to, quote, purposefully turning off the halftime show. Let's rally together and show big corporations they can't just do whatever they want without consequences. You are their benefit. Realize you have power. Turn off this halftime. A fake American citizen performing who publicly hates America. I cannot support that.
Dan, today I talked to my mother, who I told you is not conservative and politically, but like always been like, oh, I don't listen to rock music. And
yeah,
I'm from the 60s where everybody was very prim and proper and you didn't like, and I was like, which 60s were you in? So she's like, people didn't do that. I was like, y'all invented this. Like, what are you talking about? So my mother, who is not really usually the audience for the Super Bowl halftime show, my father had it on, was getting, as you may expect, a
little heated.
She watched it. She's like, he was great. Then I went and looked up and I read the entire background of all the things that he was doing and the story he was telling. And it
Yeah.
was wonderful. Like, she had done all this research. She's like, and I
Yeah.
read the whole thing about all the background of why he was what the performance meant and signified. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of thing where I'm like, now you have grandmas out there going, I will die for Bad Bunny.
I read something just afterwards. It said the best art should be so alluring that you want to know everything about it immediately, you know? And I think they pulled that off. I do want to point out that one, Jake Paul calling Bad Bunny a fake citizen when he is Puerto Rican is inaccurate. And also, Jake Paul moved to Puerto Rico like 5 years ago for a tax dodge. So fuck that, man. There was counter programming offered by Turning Point USA. They offered a lip syncing Kid Rock going through the motions that hardly anyone watched, including apparently all the people complaining about Jake Paul. I mean, sorry, including all of the people complaining about Bad Bunny. Like the president. There was video of him at Mar-a-Lago with
Kid Rock, you mean?
With the Bad Bunny show. No, the president of the United States with the Bad Bunny halftime show up on the big screen.
Of him watching it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And and getting upset?
Yeah.
Wow.
My favorite thing is that there's been a lot of refrain about how disgusting the show was. And like, that shit was the most wholesome thing I have watched in a very long time. It was like people of all nationalities just dancing. Like, it was so fun and nice and remarkably wholesome.
The one he's getting a drink from a grandma.
Yeah.
He gets a coconut.
Yeah.
He watches some guys playing dominoes.
It was great. One of my favorite things. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. As we've all now learned, so if you didn't somehow see it, you know, the whole kind of set that he is in is a bit of a maze of tall grasses, sugarcane. And it turns out all of those bundles of sugarcane were actually people wearing sugarcane costumes. And that turns out it was because the stadium that they were playing in was not AstroTurf. It was real grass. So there was a massive limitation on the number of carts they could bring out onto the field. So they couldn't build, like, if anyone remembers last year's Kendrick show, they had like a whole set with floor and everything.
It was a video game. And there was like a car that like 1 million people could come out of. Was that that one?
You know, and this time they were mostly standing on the football field itself. So they had a very limited number of things that they could bring out. And so at some point, and I fucking love this kind of problem solving, people were like, well, why don't we have people wearing the essentially backdrop of the entire set? And there's nothing more charming than all of the videos of people that were dressed up in the grass that are now being released because they were all on non-disclosure agreements until after the thing. But I love all the little grass people.
I want to see
those. What was that?
I want to see those. I want to see the people running around in the grass.
I like the little grass people a lot. Anyway, fuck all of these goddamn losers that can't see something that joyful and amazing and not get wrapped up in the joy of it all.
Or just the phrase, then a big love is better than hate
in
the background. We're just, you know, they've always been white supremacists.
Yes.
And the louder they yell, the more those of us who weren't educated in the fact that this country was built on racism, and it was part of the economic structure and the political structure and the judicial structure.
Yeah.
It's what formed it. It's the evil spine.
Yeah.
That the rest of it was formed around. The clearer that becomes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it definitely feels like if a person had a clearer head and they saw the only thing stronger than hate is love, or whatever that phrasing was, and they see that and they go, that is about me, and I'm mad about that.
Mm.
You should maybe have enough to
Right.
say to yourself, perhaps I'm the baddie here. Anyway, fuck all those people, because Performance turns out to now have been the most watched halftime show ever.
Was it?
Yeah. And by a lot. 24 hours later, there's already 55 million views on the YouTube Performance, the official one. I'm sure there's even more views on that. So here's the thing. Super Bowl is terrible, right? Like, it is just a fucking orgy of capitalism and, you know, people like Robert Kraft and all of that. Capitalism is awful, but let's take the fucking wins where we can.
Sure.
You know, like, if you want actual numbers on how many more of us there are of them, here is some numbers, you know, like, just fucking take them. We're going to win.
And those grandmas, they will fight for Bad Bunny.
They will. They will.
Ride or die.
And on that
I was worried about him because I read that he was having trouble sleeping before he was really worried.
I bet he was worried. He is takes everything very seriously. Years ago now, number of years ago, he did a celebrity wrestling spot for the WWE. He teamed up with a wrestler named Damian Priest, who is also from Puerto Rico. And they, you know, typically in WrestleMania, which is the big wrestling show of the year, there's usually some celebrity from, you know, somewhere. They typically do it to just bring in some new viewers that gets into a match. And the celebrity it's always a tag team, because then the actual wrestler can do most of the work. But he took it so fucking seriously that he is genuinely thought of as the best celebrity wrestler of all time. Like, that man takes it fucking seriously. And that show, like, that whole show, the timing on it is so perfect. You know,
right.
It's fucking live. He's performing most of it walking through mazes with a camera in front of him, where everything is unfolding in front and behind him, timed perfectly. Like, it was a remarkable feat of stagecraft and of timing. And I think I totally get why that man would be nervous ahead of time, and B, that man fucking nailed it.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine the rehearsals where they're just doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over till it's, you know, it's completely second nature. It's, you know, it's in there.
We've watched it a few times now, mostly because the 10-year-old wants to keep watching it. And we're always like, yeah, that's fine. And I noticed on the last rewatch, very early on, so like when I would be the most nervous, there's a moment where he just delivers like a half of a line to a camera that's sitting inside the grasses, and then turns over, and it's like the precision that you have to have been able to do to know to exactly turn it, that like, it's remarkable.
You have to hit your mark.
You did, and he fucking hit that mark.
I will say, I did watch the Lady Gaga one. It was a couple years ago, and I was tremendously impressed.
Was that the one where she like jumped off the side of the stadium?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like, she came from like way above, and then she did she played the piano, played like a grand piano, and did all these things, and then in the end, she just kind of disappears. She just kind of jumps and goes zoom and is gone.
Yeah.
It's like she leaves it. She literally leaves it on the field.
I am always very impressed by live performance that more money than God is spent for, and you can tell, you know, like, it's good stuff. Anyway,
but that was like, she's out there working. Like, that looked scary.
Just got a text from Janice, and this is what it reads. Oh shit, curling gold medal happening now. I'm locked the fuck in.
I gotta watch something. I gotta watch the Olympics.
You know what? The Winter Olympics are great. And I like the Winter Olympics because they're all like almost all of the sports, with the exception of like skiing and ice skating. All the sports are so fucking weird. And I love that.
Sculling. Is that one?
When
The
I
skull?
was when I was in middle school, my mom specifically really wanted me to do sports because that's what kids should do. And I think she could see me wandering off the path a bit and thought, he needs to do sports. And so at some point they gave me a book and it was called The Rules of the Game. And it was like an illustrated guide to sports. And they were like, get into sports. And so I was like, I am going to figure out the loophole here. And the loophole is I'm going to choose esoteric sports. So at first one, I was like, I'm going to get into the luge. I want to be a luger. And then I did not become a luger. And then I was like, now I've really got him. I'm going to get into this ancient native sport played with like sticks and balls that doesn't exist anymore. I'm going to get into lacrosse. And then they were like, haha, we got you. That's a real thing. And so then they made me go to lacrosse camp.
Oh, Dan.
It was horrible.
That is the last place you need to go.
Correct.
What, was polo not available?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I blame the book because the book, it was like the little drawing was on like a fucking Aztec field and shit. And I was like, well, this doesn't exist anymore. Turns out it did. Wasn't a good week for me.
Nobody ever pushed me for sports, ever.
Man, that's a good move.
Well, I will say I played a lot of softball. It was just happened, but I played a lot of basketball because I was a tall kid. I was this tall when I was like 11.
Yeah.
Then I stopped growing, but I was fucking tall. And the only thing I knew to do in basketball was basically wrestle for the ball. Because if I jumped you, I would win. Boom. That's the only thing I knew how to do.
I kind of wish that sentence was going to end. The only thing I knew how to do in basketball was dunk.
No.
I want like Air Maureen.
I mean, I've told you my
Air Maureen.
I told you my wrestling story when they made us do that in gym.
No.
Oh, I absolutely have.
I don't think you have. I also have a wrestling story of when they made us do that in gym, so I want to hear yours first.
All right, because I was tall.
Yeah.
Our gym had a sloping roof, so it was tall in the middle, but at the sides, it was only about 4 feet.
Yeah.
So you had to kind of scrunch at the very, very wall level.
Okay.
We had to do this thing, and we just learned it a little bit in gym. We had like one class. It was like, now go wrestle. There was a mat. Because I was tall, they put me up this girl. I'm going to call her Smidgeta. That is not her name. It's very close to her name.
Yeah.
Her name was Brigida. She's not listening.
Yeah, she's not listening.
She's big.
Okay.
She was tough.
Yeah.
So, Brigida stands at the top of the mat.
Okay.
Looks at me, and I'm like over here, like closer to the wall. She's in the middle of the room. And she starts making bull noises.
Wow.
And like running her feet on scraping her feet on the ground like she's about to kill me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And they're like, start. And she was, and she runs at me.
Yeah.
And I just moved out of the way. She ran right into the wall and fell down.
Wow. That's amazing.
I have been using that approach for the rest of my life.
That's a good move.
Sometimes all you have to do is step out of the way and they'll knock themselves out. She had to go to the nurse.
I took a different approach when I had to do wrestling in gym. It was freshman year, and I don't know how it worked out this way, but there was one person that was like my size in our gym class, and he was on the wrestling team, and he was very buff for like a freshman, and I was very not. And this was like it wasn't like run at each other. It was like you get into like a grapple position and then they get you started. And I took the approach of I'm just going to go limp and let him pin me and then we're done, right? Because I don't want to do this shit. And that worked the first time, but we were the only two. Again, we were just paired the whole time. And at some point, he realized what my strategy was. And then he was like, well, this is fun. I can pick this guy up and throw him around and he's not going to do shit. So that was my wrestling in gym class. Getting thrown around all day.
And those are the life lessons.
Yeah.
I saw the problem running at me, stepped out of the way, and then the problem had to go to the nurse's office because she ran into a wall.
Yeah. I never went limp again. So
and
I did learn my lesson.
Dan was like a noodle and he got thrown at a wall.
Yeah. Yeah. Essentially. And on that set of life lessons, Says Who is made possible by you through your support of our Patreon at patreon.com/sayswho. That's our Patreon where pretty much every Sunday you get this all over again. If you give it the $5 or $10 a month level, and that $10 a month level also gets you a sticker in the mail because you become a member of the Says Who Sticker Club. Patreon.com/sayswho. Our theme music was performed by Ted Leo. Thank you, Ted. Our logo was designed by Darth. You can contact us at Says Who Podcast on Blue Sky, at SaysWho at omfg.town on Mastodon. You can always email good old email at hey, that's HEY at SaysWhoPodcast.com. You can join the discussion on Facebook at /group/SaysWhovians. Our Facebook group is moderated by Janice Dillard. You can also join the fan-run Discord server at tinyurl.com/SaysWhoDiscord. Whatever you do, spread the word, subscribe, leave stars and reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever it is that you listen. And you can join us next Wednesday, February 18th, for our very next episode. From my basement, Chicago, I am Dan Sinker.
What day is that, Dan? Is that the 17th? It's the day after my
Wednesday,
birthday.
February 18th.
Well,
I know your birthday's coming up. Yeah, we'll record on the 17th.
You know what I decided to buy myself?
What?
CPR class.
Man, you know how to party.
I sure do.
You know how to party.
From my studio here in New York City, I'm Maureen Johnson.
And this has been Says Who. I can't believe your birthday's almost here.
I know, right?
That's exciting.
Woohoo!
CPR.